Now to the politics and the policy of the Russian moves. The administration was caught by surprise, despite the fact Presidents Obama and Putin spoke face-to-face at the United Nations just Monday. Correspondent Kevin Corke has that part of the story tonight from the White House.
I believe there's an opportunity to be able to go down that political track because President Putin accepted the idea of a dual-track effort.
It may be a novel idea, but in practice, the Russians appear to have a one-track mind when it comes to Syria. Despite carefully coordinated bilateral meetings between Presidents Obama and Putin during the United Nations General Assembly and repeated phone calls between Secretary Kerry and his Russian counterpart, Moscow's decision to engage in airstrikes without informing the U.S. raises serious questions about the strength of the Obama administration and its strategy in Syria. The president has repeatedly called for the ouster of Syrian dictator Bashar al-Assad, but years later those calls remain unanswered. 2 years ago, Mr. Obama said this:
"We both agree that Assad needs to go."
And on numerous occasions again this year, he said virtually the same thing.
It will not be possible to fully stabilize that country until Mr. Assad, who has lost legitimacy in the country, is transitioned out.
But analysts argue Assad's not going anywhere anytime soon. They say that's because under this commander-in-chief, the U.S. has given up its leadership role in the region, and Vladimir Putin, who backs Assad, has eagerly filled the power vacuum.
He's bidding for dominance in the Middle East against the United States, and he thinks he can prevail because he has a weak and feckless occupant in the White House.
The debate over what to do about Syria has even hit the 2016 campaign trail.
We spent $2 trillion, thousands of lives, wounded warriors all over, and Putin is now taking over what we started, and he's going into Syria, and he frankly wants to fight ISIS, and I think that's a wonderful thing.
White House officials, meanwhile, say Russia's aggression is a sign of weakness, not strength, and offered this warning today for the Kremlin.
Russia will not succeed in imposing a military solution on Syria any more than the United States was successful in imposing a military solution on Iraq a decade ago. And certainly no more than Russia was able to impose a military solution on Afghanistan 3 decades ago.
And Bret, as our viewers here on Fox News saw tonight, Secretary of State John Kerry, joined by his Russian counterpart, underscored the importance of maintaining a dialogue and, in fact, ramping it up to make sure that there is both operational cooperation as well as tactical and strategic cooperation in Syria. What he didn't say, however, tonight is why the Russians didn't reach out to the U.S. before they started their airstrikes in Syria today. Bret?
That dialogue was not open. Kevin Corke live on the North Lawn. Kevin, thank you.